Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Gold and silver prices rise despite the Phase 1 trade deal being made official. Let's explore. Yes, indeed. Taking a look here, we see gold and silver rising up, basically saving face for my prediction for the week that gold would be above $15.50 and silver would be above $18. Now, that's the case for now, but why is this happening? So let's take a look here. There's a lot of psychology in the markets. This is from Market Watch here, and it's from a 2-day skid, as this deal has become official now. So gold futures marked their first gain in 3 sessions Wednesday as U.S. benchmark stock indexes eased back from the day's high following the official signing of the U.S.-China Phase 1 trade pact and the U.S. House of Representatives vote to send articles of impeachment of President Donald Trump to the Senate. So as gold prices settled, the S&P 500 pulled back from its high, and that appeared to have given gold a further lift, said Michael Armbruster, managing partner at AltaVest. With the S&P 500 looking expensive at current levels, the Federal Reserve continuing to add liquidity, it makes sense that investors would look to diversify into gold. And so that's just it. This Federal Reserve action, with the repo markets is concerning some folks, apparently must be. And the S&P 500 being overvalued. He expects gold to rally back above $1,600 in the months ahead. On Wednesday, gold for February delivery was up 0.75% on the COMEX and rose $9.40 or 0.6% to settle at $15.54 an ounce after declining for 2 straight sessions. Prices extended their gains into the electronic trading session to stand at $1,555.80 shortly after the release of the Fed's Beige Book, which said economic activity continued to expand modestly over the last 6 weeks of 2019. So I guess this is kind of where they kind of reconfigure or either validate or reassess where the numbers were for the prior session there. March silver was up 1.48%, picked up 24.6 cents, 1.4% at $17.98 an ounce after shedding 1.4% on Tuesday. March copper was down negative 0.35%, meanwhile edged down by less than a cent or 0.3% to $2.86 a pound. Part of the recovery in gold prices is likely the result of news that the U.S. will leave tariffs in place until the U.S. has proof of compliance with the Phase 1 agreement. But the thing is, news has been out for over a week, even more, that this is going to happen through, and I've talked about it on my channel too. You would have thought that would have been baked in, because in fact it was because of this that some of the reasons why gold was going up even before the attack on Iran. Or the attack on the killing of the General Soleimani. And since it's going to be in place for most of these tariffs, or some of these tariffs, until after the November U.S. presidential election, analysts at Salivate Metal wrote in a daily report Wednesday. So according to the Wall Street Journal, the first phase of the trade deal will include roughly $200 billion in Chinese purchases of American goods and services over the next 2 years. However, tariffs on some $360 billion of annual Chinese goods will remain in place. With reports by Bloomberg News of that development on Tuesday, causing the U.S. equity market to trim strong gains and some benchmark stock indexes to turn negative. And it could be that because it's official, but the thing is when you have feelers out there and sources that are telling you this is going to happen, more likely that stuff should have been baked in before. Again, this should not be a surprise to anybody. I mean, apparently it is rattling the markets today. For now, gold prices have retraced overbought levels and are finding a more stable footing around the mid-1500s for the time being, with investors eager for details surrounding the expected rollback in tariffs, wrote Han Tan, market analyst at FXTM, in a daily research note. U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, during an interview on CNBC Wednesday morning, said that additional rollbacks of tariffs on China goods are expected in the second phase of the trade talks, but didn't specify. I will say that when Donald Trump made a statement about this, he was hoping that phase 2 would be the last and final phase for the trade deal with China, and that everything would be good. And obviously, Donald Trump spoke very highly of the trade deal, but there's a lot of details that we don't know about it yet, even though it's been signed. So imagine it will be perused through by certain news agencies and analysts out there to see exactly what it entails. But it is signed now, so I believe it now because it's signed. But I will withhold judgment until we find out exactly what is in it. That's going to be good, but apparently, obviously, more buying of American goods by the Chinese, I think, is a good sign. I think there's going to be some positivity that will happen from this. Now, the other thing, too, is once the Senate approves the USMCA trade deal, people are saying some good things about that, too. That, and if enough positive comes out of this Sino-American trade deal, then that could boost the economy heading into the election season, therefore causing gold and silver prices to go down because people will want to take their money and put it in riskier assets. So also on the COMEX, platinum futures settled above $1,000 an ounce for the first time since 2018, and palladium futures notched another record finish. So that's good news for platinum. It'll be very interesting to see. So platinum tacked on $38.30 or 3.9% to $1,025.60 an ounce. March palladium rallied $41.80 to $21.65 an ounce. While the palladium market did not immediately launch higher following strong Chinese import-export news, it ultimately forged another new all-time high, said analysts at Salivate Metals. China's exports rose 5% in 2019 from a year earlier in yuan terms, according to official data released on Tuesday. It should be noted that platinum prices have now forged and breakout up overnight and have reached the highest level since February of 2018, and that suggests the market has finally caught lift from palladium. So that is interesting and fascinating indeed. Let's take a look again here at the prices. We're looking at here platinum falling, going up over $1,000 an ounce now. Very exciting indeed to see movement upwards for platinum. It is actually the winner of all the precious metals today in terms of a percentage at almost 4%, 3.77% increase. Gold with a modest gain of 0.65, but gained $10. Still, again, up over that 1550 level that I had predicted that the week would entail. I still think that now that it will hold those numbers above, at least above 1550 through the end of the week. And silver, I think, will stay above $18 through the end of the week too. But it was definitely low over the last 2 days here, and my prediction was blown out of the water for those 2 days. But it has recovered since. Palladium, look at that, $22.70 an ounce, and rhodium, $7,900. Wow, $7,900 for the ask price. But look at that spread between ask and bid. That's a $500 spread there. That's crazy. But there, just goes to show you what rhodium is like. It's amazing metal, and I think it could hit $10,000, as I said in a prior video. So there you have it, the news of the day, where the markets are. Crazy that they're up with this China trade deal signed. We'll see what happens. They could go back down again, though. Just keep that in mind. If there's a lot of positive reaction to the trade deal, it's got to be digested. And then if USMCA is passed by the Senate and signed by the President, and it goes into effect, then I believe we will start to see encouraging economic activity, which could mean bulls for the precious metals. Would like to remind you that I post videos on a daily basis. If you don't get a notification, or if you get kicked off the sub list or whatever, feel free to come back to this channel, to the channel page, and you will see new videos there. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.